and what is adiyajnam, and what happens at the time of death for a human being. So in the sloka number 3 and 4, the first 6 technical terms were explained. Now we are taking up 5, 6 and 7. In fact, the whole chapter till the last sloka is going to explain what is happening at the time of death, what type of thought we will have. The best thought for a man who is going to die is to remember Bhagavad. Once he is able to remember Bhagavad, for him there is no rebirth. He is a Mukta Purushaha. The sloka reads, Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram yap prayati samatbhavam yati nastyatra samsheha. Bhagavan gives a definite, not promise, but his declaration that a man who remembers me at the time of death will attain me. Yaha prayati sa matbhavam. So that means he will attain his stature. That means he and Bhagavan, they are one and the same. Jivatma Paramatma Aikyam. Then we think it is easy, let me do all akramams during the remaining period of life, and at the time of death, let me call Narayana or Krishna or whoever is our Ishta Devata. Very simple. But Lord Krishna says it is absolutely not possible, because what will be your thought at the time of death depends upon your practice and lifestyle during the whole lifetime. If I have been totally materially going after, naturally my thoughts will all be material objects. But at the same time, if somebody is thinking all the time about Bhagavan, his thought will be Bhagavan. This is very practical because, today amongst the various objects in the world, which is again Srishti of Bhagavan, Brahman is Jagat Karanam. Brahman is also Jivatma Karanam, Jiva Karanam. So when he has created us as well as the objects, we will think why he has created the objects. Is it not for our happiness? Is it not for our enjoyment? Yes, he has also created the Shastras and Upanishads and so many literatures, and he says, you always remember me. So the choice is ours. We have two choices. Either we remember Bhagavan or we go after the Bhogapur, whatever objects which are going to give me satisfaction, taste and all that. So we'll go after that. Bhagavan is not telling you to do this or that. I have given you both the options. It is for you to decide. So during the man who is going to live about 80, 85 years, when he is at his younger days, what happens is he has enough strength in the body. He will have alertness. he will have less problem of stamina or whatever it is. His health will be good. So naturally what happens is he can do many things. At the same time, I am talking about the physical body. After the age of 70, 75, slowly all our parts are started giving up wear and tear. So once we have problem of knee problem, heart problem, liver problem, sugar problem, liver problem, kidney problem. All these are because of our lifestyle. At the younger age, we have indulged in so many activities. At that time, we had immunity in the system. The body could take all those things. But slowly that immunity comes down. So once the immunity comes down, what happens? Your capacity to bear these problems are decreasing. With the result, if I have to climb some stairs, I would have done it very fast during my younger days. I can go especially in multi-story building in Bombay now. So when there is a power cut, lift is not working. People used to climb 10 floors, 15 floors and all that. But for a man of 70, 75, he can climb. But you know what he will do is, he will get up on the first step, stay for some time, take the breath, again go up, like that he will go. And after some few years, again it is also not possible. So that means physical debility comes in. The same thing happened to the mind also. The mind is very, very alert in the beginning, in the younger days. But over a period of time, when you are at the age of 70, 75, naturally, like decay for the physical body, the decay for the mind also takes place. What are the problems of when the mind gets decayed at the old age? In the younger days, I can plan things. I can think well. I have stamina to, suppose I have to do japa for 1 hour. I can sit and do japa for 1 hour. But that is not possible when you are at 70, 75. Why it is not possible? Because our mind has been allowed to wander freely wherever it wants to go. I mean, we have not cultivated the mind or directed the mind, like in an automobile car. The steering wheel has to be properly used if you want to reach your destination. But in our case, what happens is, we have totally misused all our parts of the body. So 50 years and above, it slowly starts that I am in the body. These are my parts. They started wagging their tail. Say, for example, the hand. At the age of 60, I have carried so much of heavy bags to the office, suitcases and all that. But let me also give you a taste of my capacity. So afterwards, we will not be able to lift anything. So the lifting capacity comes down. Why? Because we have misused in the earlier days. So when we are at the age of old age, when we are young, we could think properly. But that thinking capacity almost goes off. Yes, I will think about all the old things. I may remember what I did in the school days, what I did in the office time. But slowly that memory starts fading. When the memory starts fading, then naturally you still live. Vrijatavat chintasaktaha. That means all other thoughts which we have accumulated during our the entire life, cultivated during the entire life, those thoughts come without your permission. Spontaneously it comes without your permission. Suppose I have been angry, my swabhava is anger. Go on repeating anger, anger, anger. At every situation I have been angry. Naturally that becomes my habit. And once that becomes my habit, then I do abhyasam, because everywhere I get this anger, and that abhyasam will become my vasana, samskara. What is samskara? Vasana. Deep impression in our mind, in our subconscious mind. So with the conscious mind, we are thinking. But in the subconscious mind, the vasanas get embedded. You can call it, that is stored there. Sanchita karma, we call it. So all the desires what we have entertained, if they are feeble vasanas, it may not surface. But if it is a strong vasanas, deep-rooted vasanas, it gets into your subconscious mind. And if the momentum of that thought is so serious, so powerful, it will also go to your unconscious mind also. So consciously you think anger, it goes into your, due to abhyasam. Abhyasam means again repetition. Think about that. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. Sangat teshu vajayate. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. Kamat krodho vijayate. So you can see now our thoughts are totally responsible for our uplift or downfall, both. There is a saying, so what we should do is, we should watch our thoughts. Watch your thoughts, they become your word. Watch your thoughts, they become your word. Watch your words, they become your action. Because from words, the action takes place. Watch your actions, they become your habit. Watch your action, they become your habit. Watch your habit, they become your character. Watch your actions, habit, they become your character. Watch your character, they become your destiny. So how we got the destiny? By one thought. That too constantly thinking of that. Abhyasam. So we cannot blame any outside people for my destiny. Prarabdham சொல்லி இப்படி விட்டு பாடல. It is not our prarabdham, because we have not directed the thoughts properly. And that to the first thought, if you can control, because that is in your hand. Once that thought goes out of your hand, then you are a helpless people. Then you have to go for jnana yoga, and after getting jnana, then only this sanchita karmas and all that can be burned. Jnanatmi dharma karmanam. So what is the important point here? You should have a control over your first thought. If you allow, because that first thought is, you can easily arrest the first thought. That is why we call it Dhamma Shama. There are two, in the case of, sadhana chatushtaya, Viveka, Vairagya, the Shatka Sampatti, and there it is Shama and Dhamma. Dhamma is sense control, and Shama is mind control of the mind. So control of the mind and control of the senses are in our hands. And that is why he said in the 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga chapter, Uddared Atmanatmanam Atmanam Avasaded Atmaiva Hyatmana Bandhuhu Atmaiva Ripur Atmanaha. So the same mind, either you can cultivate it as your friend or you can cultivate it as your enemy. So destiny, you cannot blame destiny to Bhagavan, because Bhagavan is not in the picture at all. What type of thoughts you have, and you have been given a capacity to arrest it. But if you don't arrest and if you don't indulge, to give an example, nowadays, the young children, they are so highly intellectual. And if somebody is interested only in cricket, a boy of 5 years or say 10 years or 15 years, if you ask him, Sachin Tendulkar, he will tell you the entire biography of Sachin Tendulkar. How many centuries he has scored, how many matches he has, where we won India, all that statistics. It is there in his memory. Because at that age, he has the capacity to memorize all these things, get into his mind. So after some time, if you ask him in which that particular test Sachin Tendulkar scored a century, he will be able to get we getting from the computer, Google search. But his action will be spontaneous, because that is staying in the subconscious mind. Now, what Bhagavan is asking is, in the fifth sloka, he simply said, whatever is, if you think of Bhagavan, you will get mukti, liberation from this life. But there is a common law. That common law is given on the sixth shloka. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyamte kalevaram tam tame vaiti kaunteya tada matbhava bhavitaha. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyamte kalevaram tam tam eva eti kaunteya sada satbhava bhavitaha. This is the common law. Whenever somebody at the time of death, whatever is thinking, the next birth is based on that particular thought. This is a common law. The previous was that if you have the thought of Bhagavan, then you will get moksha. But here he says, because I have been living only on materialistic life in this Janma, all our days, So naturally, after death, we will, suppose if I am thinking of whole of my life, I have been angry, I am jealousy, I am hatred. So naturally, our next birth will depend upon a family which will give you, which is conducive to express those things. That is why, we can see in various types of people in our day-to-day life here, some are angry, some are jealousy, some are hateful, some are pleasant, some are loving people, they offer help. So the different characters of what we see today is not got just like that. It was because of your previous Janma's life thinking. So you got this Punarjanma and you got this birth. So if you look back now, we are all so happy. We should be very happy. God has given us everything to us now. A good family, good residence, good place to stay, good children, enough security in the form of wealth and all that, health reasonably good, because after getting this particular birth, we are responsible for the unhealthy life what we are leading today. Even in spite of that, you got a good birth in this life. So there is no question of your blaming the God. why Bhagavan has created me like this. No. If I have been uh, indulging in all sorts of life, food, sleep. See, nowadays, with the in India, people working for American companies, especially online, when we are having the night, it is daytime in America. So that means you have to work whole night to suit American this thing. So that means you are sacrificing your sleep. Once you sacrifice your sleep, and then there is stress, there is worry, there is so many things. They have a target to achieve. All these are contributing for our unhealthy life today. So why blame Bhagavan again? So can you not regulate? Can you not moderate? I am not telling that you should not work for an American company. Please work. But at the same time, learn to live the life taking it easy. So that is what he says. So he says, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam. So whatever he bhavam is objects or relations or whatever it is, Yajantante kalevaram, that is the last time of departure, tam tam eva eti kaunteya, you will attain only that sada mat bhava bhavitaha. This is a very important word. Sat bhava bhavitaha. Whatever we are thinking, that becomes your Sat bhava bhavitaha means first bhava is samskara or vasana. How that vasana came? Bhavitaha, by constant thinking. We can all take the example of cell phone today. Out of 24 hours, leaving the 6 hours or 8 hours of sleeping time, on the remaining 16 hours, I think the major part of the time is spent on watching the cell phone. Either messages or WhatsApp or YouTube. Shastra does not say don't watch cell phone. No. What he says is moderation is required. Use that gadget. Gadget is very useful for you because it gives you, YouTube gives you everything. Whether it is you want philosophy or scriptures or what, everything is available there. So use all those facilities, but not indulge. If I'm going to spend 8 to out of the 16 hours left, if I'm going to spend about 6 to 8 hours, because people play cards, people play games, people read newspapers, then gossiping with WhatsApp chat, or FaceTime. So that means the priority today is for the cell phone. I can 100% assure you that this cell phone is going to be the Yamadharma Raja of this particular Kali Yuga. You may ask me how much time I am spending. Maybe, I was spending around 4 or 5 hours in the earlier days. But, the last few years, my looking at the cell phone time may be maximum 1.5 to 2 hours. Now I am trying to reduce even that because, I am using it only for understanding the Gita lectures and whatever is available in YouTube. Good things I am trying to learn. So that means my focus now is not on telephone, but my focus is on my ultimate goal. That I have to see that my thinking all the time will be Bhagavan's thought. So Matbhava Bhavitaha means constant thinking of a particular thought becomes your samskara, becomes your vasana, and that is the vasana which has gone into your subconscious mind And when I am in the deathbed at the age of 80 or 85 or 90, whatever it is, my thinking faculty has totally gone. I will not be able to think of anything. Even in the case of food also, there are people I have seen, they are not able to even gulp milk through the mouth because the system is so weak. So naturally, that is why they have found intravenous and so many things. So it is possible for to avoid all this. At that time, what type of thoughts will come? Whatever has been in your subconscious mind, which will come without any problem. Spontaneously, it will come. So either it is stored thoughts. So how do you store the thoughts? That means when you are in the middle age or young age, you start the thought of Bhagavan. Thought of Bhagavan means what? Listen to his leelas, listen to his tattvams, whatever. Gita is one example, classic book. So if in the night, suppose I have memorized, say 10, 15 slokas, when I don't get sleep or something, if I can recite those slokas, understand the meaning, automatically your sleep will come. There's no need for you to worry about the sleep. So that is what is meant by cultivation. You have to cultivate your mind, that your mind has to become friendly. Another common complaint for the older people are, nobody is caring for me. I said, no, vidyatavat chinta sakta. Nobody is caring for me. Because what happens is that old samskaras will come out. So when you go to an old man, especially grandchildren, when they go there, he will say, oh, when I was 11 years old, I was a champion in the school. He will start about all his younger days because he cannot think now of the current days. Naturally, the child gets bored. So if the old grandfather is somewhere in the room, this boy will try to avoid him and go. Otherwise, he will become a victim for that man. Balastavat chinta, viddattavat chintasakta. So what is the remedy for that? That remedy for that is that my mind has to be my friend. The mind has to be, now it's my enemy. If I has to be my friend, I should be able to engage that mind in a particular thought, especially Bhagavan's thought, because that is, we are all waiting for a mumuksha, liberation from this birth-death cycle. So we should engage in godly thoughts, divine thoughts, or satsangam, wherever there is some discourses going on, like Bhagavad, Saptagam, or whatever it is. Be there, because try to live independently with you. Atmanyeva atmana suktaha sthita prajna tatochyate. Today we are not able to live with myself. So with the result, what happens is I seek some assistance from outside. So I want to join some group where they talk about politics, that is my subject, or sports, or criticism of some families, or criticism of this one, the mess, whatever it is. So we are spending, because we are not able to spend with my mind. So if you have to spend with your mind, then you should be able to, what will be the type of thoughts you should have? You should have the thoughts of Bhagavan, Satsangam. Or yes. So that cultivation has to come. So when I am old, today what happens is most of the people suffer from their attachment. Attachment to the children, attachment to the whatever I have, my property, my villa, my car, my this thing, and my car and all those things. But that is not going to give you a permanent solution for your worries. So you should learn how to live yourself. All alone we came, we are also going alone only. Everything, whatever you have earned, has to be left in this world itself before your departure. So then why take the trouble of earning? Yes, what is meant by comfort? We are talking of only luxurious things now. That luxurious things are not going to give you peace of mind. There are many people if you talk about, you see a sannyasi or whatever it is, a renouncee, they live with minimum wants. They don't need, what a luxurious life or something. We should, if you have it, no problem. But if you don't have it, also should not be a problem. You should not think that I don't have. I should not look at my neighbor. So this is what is called the art of dying, like art of living, art of dying. So how should we prepare ourselves at the younger age itself? We try to be contented, tripti. Never look at outside and see the other person. Everything is the creation of Bhagavan. To give one example, in my house, in the bedroom, I have a 0 watt bulb. And in the hall, I have a 100 watt bulb. At outside, there is a stadium where there is a 1000 watts searchlight, big light. Now, if my 100 watt night light is jealousy of the other two, is there any jealousy of the other two lights means that I am inferior and he is superior. But if you look at it, the 100 watt bulbs, 1000 watt bulbs, and the 0 watt bulbs, they are getting the energy from the same source. So similarly, in our case, there is a consciousness, universal consciousness, that is called Brahman. That Brahman is in you, in everybody. That is called Sarvatma Bhavam. So where is the question? When that is, if that is not there in our body, then we are no more a lively person. We are a dead person. Sarvatma Bhavam Vandachanda, once we know that everybody has the same consciousness inside us, then there is absolutely no distinction between you and me. And this is what is, we should develop this type of attitude, Bhavam. So once this type of attitude comes, naturally it will become very easy for you to remember Bhagavan. There is a question, Bhagavan says, you remember me. How to remember Bhagavan? Because now he has to give a solution for that also. So what Bhagavan says is, this is very simple, easy to remember Bhagavan. He has given about 5 points. One is, as I told you, the existence of Bhagavan is unquestionable. We are all existing because of Bhagavan. That Sat Swarupam of Bhagavan, Sat Chit Ananda, Sat Swarupam of Bhagavan is what we have inside us. So that means if that Sat is not there with the Brahman, then you are not there. So that means you depend on Bhagavan. Bhagavan is not depending on you. Simple procedure. That means my existence is because of Bhagavan. Can you not think of this all the time? So this is one way of looking at Bhagavan. Second thing, I eat my food, say for example, dinner. I go for a lavish party, dinner, eat, come back home, I start sleeping in my bed. Who is maintaining your body? You have eaten. Some process is going on inside the stomach. Digestion is going on in your stomach. Who is maintaining that body? Have you ever thought, it is such a complicated process inside our body. So if you think of that, so that means he is not You are not asking him to come and digest my food. No, it is automatically done because Prakriti, nature has designed all of us with existence and this maintenance capacity. Otherwise, next morning, the food what we have eaten is divided into three parts. One is all the waste. That removal also is done by Bhagwan. Second is the blood circulation. And third, the vitamins. Yes, that subtle food is going to be our mind. That is why you should be very careful while eating. In Bhagavad Gita, in chapter number 15, he has beautifully said, this is Shloka number 14 of chapter 15. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritaha Pranapana Samayuktaha Pachamyannam Chaturvidam. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritaha Pranapana Samayuktaha Pachamyannam Chaturvidam. So that means the entire digestion process is done by Bhagavan. At least can we think about this? That is very clear. So that means again, he is maintaining your body. He is, because of him, you are existing. So existence, and third is maintenance. He is not only maintaining individuals, but also all the surroundings. He gives you the rain at the appropriate time. The sun is giving the sunlight. The moon is giving the moonlight. And the air, wind is controlled by him. If there is a hurricane wind, naturally, what damages it does. Ocean is well controlled. Tsunamis are prevented. Earth, we are spoiling the earth. So naturally we get all poisonous foods. And that indirectly we consume. And that gives us so that means everything is in a cycle. We are eating in 5-10 minutes and Bhagavan is taking over that digestion system, and see the beauty of the work of Bhagavan. Without our asking, he is able to maintain us. So we should be grateful to him. Remember him. That is what. So this remembrance will come over a period of time. Then the third is, he is very near to you. You don't have to run around. That Chit Swarupa, awareness. Everybody has got awareness within himself. And there is a universal awareness also. Sat Chit Anandam. Chit. That means there is no difference between me and Bhagavan. But today we have a distance between us and Bhagavan. When you go to temple, God is in the sanctum sanctorium and I am outside. And we think we are two people, but it's not so. It is only one. The distance between you and Bhagavan should come to zero. Then it becomes Aham Brahmasmi. There is no difference between you and him. We can think of that all the time. And what is the next thing? Ever available to us. Ever available. You don't have to run around in search of him. But our devotion has to be sincere, true bhakti. when I say true bhakti, we use Bhagavan as a tool or an instrument to get what we want. So in the Antakale, when somebody is, yes, I am doing bhajan, I am remembering Bhagavan all the time, but all the time I am not loving Bhagavan for Bhagavan's sake, but I am loving Bhagavan for my ultimate end. I want to get this, so I devote my attention to Bhagavan. That means he is using it as a sadhana, instrument, tool. But if you think, I want God only, for that what you should do, you should have a jnanam about Bhagavan. Who is Bhagavan? What is Bhagavan? See, what we are doing in this Gita class, we are only understanding that Bhagavan. When I say Bhagavan is not separate from you, you are Bhagavan, initially people will say that you are something, some nut has been loose in the head or something. So they will laugh at you. No, let them laugh. What is there? Because we have to appreciate ourselves and see their ignorance. There are examples, if you are a true devotee, that means you want to seek only Bhagavan all the time, true devotee, that means I am loving Bhagavan for Bhagavan's sake. That is Jitnyasu Bhakti. The previous one is Artharthi Artha Bhakti. If I am sick, yes, I want to go to the doctor, take the medicine. But again, I am using Bhagavan only for my good health at the end. So Bhagavan is, I am not seeking Bhagavan. So seek Bhagavan for Bhagavan's sake. And you remember, it is very easy for us to remember. That is why we always say, Kayena vacha manasendriyarva udyatmana va prakritehe swabhavat karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai Narayanayeti samarpayami. So that is Karma Yoga method of worshipping. So naturally, whatever he gives, it's a prasad. There are 6 examples how Bhagavan has looked after. The first is Prahlada, Vatsalya Bhabam. As a small boy, he didn't get his affection from his father. In fact, father was trying to kill him. But Bhagavan, because he is fully devoted to Bhagavan, and Bhagavan was there to help him. Vatsalya Bhabam, Koranda Bhav. Next is Gajendra. Gajendra Moksha. You would have known about this from the Bhagavatam. When Gajendra was in misery, the crocodile has caught his leg. He could not release it. He tried his own powers, all the strength. He used all his friends' help, all that, but nothing happened. Ultimately, when he sought Bhagavan help, Bhagavan was there immediately there. I mean, ever available. Next is Akalya. Because of some sins, she became a stone, and with when the feet touched that stone of Rama's feet, she came back. So she got a moksha, liberation from the previous sins and all that. Akalya. Next is Dhruva. We are seeking Bhagavan for small things. My children should be happy. My daughter should get married to a good family. My son should get US visa. So these are all alpa santosham, alpa request from Bhagavan. For Dhruva, he created a world itself, Dhruvalokam, Nakshatra. So what a benevolent God. I mean, we need not go and ask him, but he knows that if you are a true devotee, he will shower everything on you. That is Dhruva. Draupadi, she tried everything. All the husbands, 5 husbands, they are so powerful. Veeras, Bhishma Pitamaha, everybody. When the disrobing was taking place, ultimately she surrendered to Lord Krishna. Then Lord Krishna took an avatar called Vastravatara. Gave plenty of vastra. So that means, remember, we let us not go and ask small petty things from Bhagavan. Seek Bhagavan and he will come to you. Then he will give you everything. He is the giver of everything. And the last is protection. He will protect you from all problems. The example is Vibhishana. Vibhishana surrendered to Rama. He is a Rakshasa. His brother Ravana and Kumbhakarna, they are demons. And he knew that they are doing some adharmic activities. So let me join with, seek Bhagavan's help, and he surrendered. Abhaya Prapti, protection. So now, these are examples from our Puranas. We should think about these things. All these things, if you do mananam, when you are not getting sleep in the night, you remember all these, what all Bhagavan's Leela. So, God is energizing you. God is giving you courage. God is giving you protection from fear and other things. God is helping you to get moksha. God is empowering you to achieve Him. When He is able to do all these things, it is not easy to get Bhagavan in our hand, in our fold. But there is one aspect of it. And the last thing is, Bhagavan will come even at the last minute. I mean, He is a Karunamurti, compassionate Bhagavan. So when we need, He will come. Not in distress. When you are not in distress also, He will come. Now, today we have depression. Because I want to earn so much money, something happened, I lost everything, then I get depressed, then even I think of committing suicide. But Bhagavan says, I am available. Unfortunately, you are not willing to come and meet me because you are not giving an entry to me inside your heart. What can I do? Don't blame me. I am available 24/7, round the clock. Take for example, sun's rays. When the sun is available, the light will come to you. But if I am inside the room, closing my windows and closing my door, the sun ray says, I am waiting outside. Please open. I don't want to open. So be in dark. That's what we are all doing. We are all in dark. Absolutely dark. The recent example in Bangalore, that Coffee Day, that owner, managing director, worth 1,000 crores and more. I mean, he has got everything in life. Money, power, position, everything is there. Still he committed suicide. Why? God says, my door is open all the time. Why don't you come and meet me? Tell your problems. I will solve you. No, because that is because our vasanas, we have not cared to understand the powers of Bhagavan. We think that, my ego is so strong that why should I go and take Bhagavan's help? We are willing to take political help. If some minister is there, you want to get some permit or something, we go to the minister, pay him something, corrupt him also. We also get corrupted because we want some small things to achieve from him. So these are all petty things what we seek, because we are doubting whether Bhagavan will help me. He says, Ananya Chintayan Stomam Yejanaha Paryupasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Mahamyakam Sarvadharman Parityatya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarvabhabebhyo Moksha Ikshami Mashucha. So clearly, openly he is talking, Bhagavan. And the only beneficiary out of this was Arjuna. Arjuna finally declared, my delusion has gone. I will fight, I will follow your instructions. I will even fight a dozen Bhagavad wars. So if the 2 hours of Bhagavad Gita teaching, Arjuna could change, Lord Krishna could change the mind of Arjuna, at least by studying Bhagavad Gita. But we are all happy people because, we have an opportunity to listen to these Gita classes, lectures and all that. So it's 100% because, the next Janma will depend upon how we spend our time this Janma. From the past Janma, we got this birth. And from this Janma, if I'm addicted to cell phone, definitely next Janma will not be a Janma for liberation, moksha. So be moderate in everything and try to have this samatva bhavam. Samatva bhavam is what? Look everyone as yourself, because Bhagavan is there in every help. I am not great, I am not big. That means now the whole thing is Ahankara is the one which is preventing us in enlarging our mind. So Swami Chinmayananda very clearly says, Vyasa is never tired of emphasizing the candid philosophical idea in Vedanta that an individualized ego continues identifying with a given physical body only so long as it needs that particular instrument for eking out its desired quota of experiences. Once it is over, it kicks the bucket, as it were, and walks off, forgetting all its duties, its relationship, and its vanities in that particular existence. At this moment of divorce from a given body, it is logical to believe that its thoughts would be about the most predominant desire or aspiration of it, either gathered in its past embodiment or acquired in this present life. The technique of meditation and devotion continue at the art of tutoring the mind to keep it an unflickering flame of aspiration, so carefully trimmed and fed that such a seeker at the time of death, meditating on me alone, goes forth leaving the body. So that means the entire blame has been put on the ego. So as long as ego is there, unless and until that ego has to be, and the only method for getting this ego out is surrender. Mamekam sharanam praja. Surrender. So if you surrender, you will get liberation. The Bhagavan's thought will come, and at the time of death, we will have a comfortable remembrance of Bhagavan and we get liberation from birth and death. So that means we should have Ananya Bhakti, concentrated devotion. So when we are, it is only not 5 minutes bhakti. See, Srimayanda used to say that Christians go to church only on Sunday. Our gods are not Sunday gods. Our gods are 24/7 gods. So thank you. We will close this today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Thank you all.
Namaskaram, Mama.